same segment no bremo Oman na apomu ye de
Psalm 14 you know.
Psalm 14
my spirit.
Oh, I drop it is here okay, let's just say sunsum ne ye adwuma. It is Psalm 14 say open Bible version the hin na open King James. Open New King James version and I say King James version.
The member Titiana for New King King James.
So I say me clear. In your say the fool hath said in his heart there is no God.
Oh.
They are corrupt, they have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek God. One was King James. I mean, New King James version. I'll say New King James. They say the fool has said in his heart there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none who does good. The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there are any who understand, who seek God. They have all turned aside. They have together become corrupt. There is none who does good. No, not one.
So it's a question of, is it Kwasia or Dijentri?
Dijentri.
And a Kawana Kumem.
Say Nyami bi ni ho. Nyami bi ni ho.
Okay, so it's just something simple. But say in the fact that you're home equano, Ujijentri and because we are going to say there's nothing to it or no the strength.
Or die, no sorry.
You know, is to encourage you not to believe in enyoma sebi enya papa. Not genyoma etiasia adansi ho edi. Enti enkone na bia kokeka nsem ni bi. Ebi adameka, you can be angry with every situation. Everybody can be angry with you, but when God is angry with you as a juma, as ankrankra, as omai, as a professional, the way biano bia betime fu bia betime apa bia betime atu ejeje mu ba no krepa ne se onyame etu ejeje mu ana opawa obi
asemo
that's it.
Asemo ho it make I say yenyi we lubo no Sunday school na nzema for wanyum bi omoto and oyere nzemani de nim say bia wate sa anyum ne da
na me matida embe tunyum bi aka se me ko source na bia ko fast babo
almost say mo ale nyamli bie wo ke
Debbie
make pasa de minya bio enti say na mo nyame bi wo ho ena machie minya bi
say na mo nyame bi wo
aha mo ale nyamli bie wo ke
okay
make pasa de minya bio
okay
it was the time na
banzima no kwa no titi twi wa chi
o na sentina nzima for ka no
mo
ale nyamli bie wo ke it say na mo nyame bi wo ho me pasa me chie minya bi me pasa de minya bio it was the time na ya na nanom soma abosom ro kwa abosom so ya ka se bia kofa na ntwie bra kofa sikabra it was a kofa na lebla kofa wozu kwabla wo mame leye wa it wo mame na eye wo papa na eye o it afi na ni aba ne ho so no say eh it say na mo nyame bi wo ho and I met chia minya bi. It's a beautiful and
this afternoon is to encourage everybody. All the odds can be against you, but when God is on your side, that's the most important thing. If God be for us, why who can be against us? It's to encourage you that never leave that relationship. To develop that likeness, to know and know Him yourself. Not the church, not the pastor, not because you are meeting a colleague or a friend or a schoolmate or a family member in church, but knowing God and believing in God, they're two different things. And to know Him, believe in Him, and because it's very important.
And knowing God, a condition. Okay, I think Ezekiel Bible said, for they that know their God,
they will
be strong and do exploits. They will be strong and do exploits. And the Paul said that I may know him and the power of his resurrection.
Okay, so that's it. Obi, yes. And this month of April, no. Special. The other time I mean you'll be doing common because April we back
yes.
Offload be now to after 9 months.
April for the doors.
April for the doors. The wonderful people are celebrating today. I've seen on social media. I've seen one young man, BM or David something. I've seen say young man is Utu for charity.
Oh, okay.
Is engineer Puku.
Engineer, yeah. Nana Puku. Nana Poku Acheman.
I think
so. The former KMA mayor.
I've seen a lot of people being celebrated today.
One of our very good listeners and friends, the visually impaired guy now, or the University of Ghana Faculty of Law.
Okay.
Gilbert Ejare.
Yeah, Gilbert.
Yeah, and the birthday. Okay. Today is my birthday, so please wish me a happy birthday. Gilbert Boating Ejare. Happy birthday.
We wish him all the best.
To you. We say, Obi, happy birthday to Mr. Michael Addo, or a Deputy Director General of SNIT in charge of admin and finance. And the way Free Kingsley, J. Menu, Jonathan Echampon, Richard Menu, and Inko Joseph Ho and Mr. Michael Addo, Deputy Director General of SNIT in charge of finance and administration. Happy birthday. Dominic in say anyway, man, I say, Obi, please wish my wife Janet Kwenu of Bank of Africa, Ghana, happy birthday. Our journey has been 9 beautiful years. I pray that the Lord continues to bless her and keep her. May his face shine on her and be gracious unto her. And may he turn his face towards her and give her peace like never before. Happy birthday, baby. I love you. Franklin Osei Ewa Denmark. Going out to you, Janet Kwenu of Bank of Africa. Happy birthday.
9 beautiful years. Now catching the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, when you get that opportunity. For instance, your 9 I ended up in a glorious manner, but what is inside the 9? Anytime you have share it. You know, our 16 has not been a rosy, but God has been with us. But in the midst of the storm, in the midst of the wave, we are there when you are fearful. It's something that you have to cherish. But the journey of marriage, you need to understand.
You
need to understand
real tact.
You need to understand. And son, like I say, it's very important. And Obi, quickly, Makacho, last 2 weeks I've been telling Ghanaians, say, last minute changes never baso.
Yes.
Last week, the GMPC and Upper East and Upper West regional ministers. And so, this week, me no better form.
This week,
me no better form. And I've started saying that what a GMPC what film, what boss to know so tina hoye kakra.
Boss,
yeah, what gapo hano tina hoye kakra. NIB tina hoye kakra. Petroleum Commission.
Petroleum Commission.
Tina hoye kakra.
Petroleum Commission. Now you nipo hoye.
That is not my problem. I know they make catchers. What will be a tina hoye kakra.
Petroleum Commission.
Every time, this is what you do, and then it start dropping.
Oh yes,
that don't know me na ya janto ato cause na me ana me nya nyoma na me catch say ye can but e do baby a na omo anka so mo dey say but they are surprised that the moment they are taking that decision that moment na no so no omo nko na them but EP ba bonte so what I say it make me say it's not to say that but it's to tell them that they should do well. Key amongst the reasons ASR changes is actually key. Maybe they can come with other reasons. And they say most of these people, they don't even know the party people. When the party people go, they throw them away, push them away. You know, they are not party. Party.
They don't relate well with party for.
So a key. Our body changes. You know. For instance, we GMPC guy out there. On the party relationship.
But should Nipano competence be determined by a relationship with party?
In fact, that's the conversation you're going to have. The point is that you cannot do away with those qualities aside your all other qualities. You cannot, because of where we find ourselves. That's why Professor Atefa stood his grounds, even though the party hierarchy and some
we're not happy.
We're not happy. It may say NDC, but I'm a Professor Atefa credit to me at 200 Jumaswa. I will not have too much of a problem. So what you say? Say yes, your kind of politics na here, you know, and my space for you. Go for me, I'm mark you down. The same as commission, Papa. If I had the power, that's a game crap power beach in the corner. That's a people Ghana still need.
They can remain in office.
They put out qualities like PV or Bene, Kojoba of Blessed Memory. They come, even though they are partisan, their approach very nationalistic. Very real. To say Kwame Pienim, you know, very. They are partisan because the parties they are affiliated to. But about matters of national conversation, who position or take care? Who say, oh no, we don't more Ghana Railway Development Authority. Forestry Commission.
Forestry Commission and so.
Ghana Reinsurance Company, Ghana Water Company. There are 4 more left, but there are serious conversations behind the scenes. They've been also board chairman at TTS, and the best is a board. They can't be a board. Make sure that the source solid. Make sure that boards will be because very likely this week, 2 maybe one before the Thursday holiday now and official and then the others will follow. Even one argument is too late
in the day
says no man Baby one must president a year or no
the prerogative
was 2 minutes number 2 the Church of Pentecost was still alive again this morning. I may share Chief Justice was Olanchi AB.
Yes.
And then
leading justice and new initiative.
Amongst the major reasons for that conference, of course, was leading justice or whatever, was a statement that your chairman, our Christian food, a man of God, chairman,
Eric Nyameche, apostle.
An aside conversation. Chief Justice, the weight in the conversation. Timothy, I'm saying, we also had done as a crowd. This man, focus for Ghana. I saw Kakraka, which is Anya Daji, Eshishima, who Ghana is into, and all those things. So if you listen to what the Chief Justice said, and other speakers, or more with this, let's say, they be that what we are good at as a country, and then nice things on the table. Implementing those nice things. Problem for us. Once again, kudos to the Church of Pentecost under the chairmanship of
Apostle Eric
Nyameche. And 2, Obi. Yes. The prices of
generally.
Ghana for any business will take advantage. We might just a bottom top approach.
Okay.
May talk or hacho.
Koko, the atoton.
Embassy, the other Mrani, what you very specific with whether yachi, yatutu, whether the Bruna or wow, the Kovia, but that's it because without the 2 man work anymore. Eti Koko Rano, Mammy Koko Bakumako 4, na Nkati, you know, Mr. Baku, yes, or say a 5 Archo station, or say a BMTM for to Coco MTM for some.
Okay.
Cocono Baku, yes, or say a 5 cities. And I'm saying, hey, madam, how ton Coco I had to watch a body in him cross back on 5 cities. Or say, Nanny East League or one ton Cocono.
Different.
I could go back also. On the by East League, 1 more ton 5, 1 more ton 6 cities. So what? When the reason why
I was on
my turn to 2 cities. All turn to 5 cities. You didn't come severally. I did my best to try and educate, but a junior, no, a fight it. It you become a bia sisino. No bia obi, obia efa emrano.
No price control.
And I've always been saying this with forgive me, we've in fact the 2 of us, one thing I advocating for price regulation.
Yes.
Because who said the Ghana for part times are tough, but the advantage some traders take over the so-called Ubi and it will boil down to an issue that So I think that we should look at that too. Obi na Representative Musa Yendi MP Bakuzi
Yendi part no official in fact communication BMI. We don't know. All of us in this profession, party for Nankasa are left in the dark. For now, it will be able.
But what was the position of the Electoral Commission? What was the position of NEC and all those?
No, I think as far as the Electoral Commission is concerned, they called for a rerun of the election.
Okay, almost I wanted to call for.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
The party cannot say
no, they will recommend. Say about party elections, the party would invite the Electoral Commission to come and supervise the elections. It is Omuhu Bibia no more opposition that they would inform the party. They recommend to the party, and the party would then, based on the advice, to take a decision. It is for now, you name what the party would also say. Because I think eventually it will be a neck decision.
Now that the last time I spoke on this matter, I'm the second vice, Chairman Butene.
Yes.
There was an attempt by NEC. So I'm careful so that young man no actually Jumedia with this.
No, sir. NEC has decided, say, the outcome of our primaries.
There was an attempt.
Because as far as the Omoye is concerned, the young man, your friend is saying, what's his name? Ali Muhammad.
Ali Muhammad, you can say it.
Yes. The Dean is saying, Farouk Muhammad.
Yeah.
Farouk Muhammad, at least from what happened, on I say, Oba tops.
Yeah.
And you are saying that the what say parties or more no
I'm saying that
the winner of that
the
primary.
next suggestion, Chairman Butene say yes, it came up at NEC.
And
but Oman finalize it on that. That's why my question is
Jamal, sports minister, PA. Also, Obi, the party has agreed that the primaries stands. Yendi has a candidate.
That's it.
No, but that has not been communicated. One official statement.
This is a deputy. The
vice chairman.
This is the first vice chair talking because
he said it on record.
That's Mimi Busa say. I understand. Say neck a pushy the button that as I said the yes in on to us also yes Bibi Saba up there but share that the party
among family up decisions
but Obi.
Yeah, but that would be a recipe for chaos. So
clearly, my question is with the recommendation of Electoral Commission, does it mean that the party on its own decides, well, Electoral Commission, that's what you saw?
Yeah. The party can decide otherwise.
Okay, so that's it.
In the best interest of the party. But I don't know if this one will be in the best interest of the party, because that's clearly an invitation to anarchy, at least in the constituency.
Okay.
It is not also fair. It is not fair because I think it will not cost the party much to rerun that election.
Okay.
At least that will be answering Melusu. Then you move
that
on.
Is maybe how that's till I'm person with there's an independent candidate. From the NPP.
Oh, really?
Former deputy rules minister, former member of Parliament.
Adiomi.
Yeah.
Or independent.
Independent, yeah.
Confirmed.
The pictures Bobo baby also confirmed. Now maybe they are now okay.
Adiomi.
Dominic. Wait to check here.
Monchaki Adiomi the NRA.
Yeah. That's it. May draw attention to the
Adiomi
Kubi. Independent.
But I think the Pan9 in also have been approved.
Well,
after vetting.
Me back a crack obi. Now a member contractor now is it Amasamai
in Sawim the
yeah.
The 10-lane
or 2 America too much. Or two American Kasa. Even though a lot of inconvenience and then you can't run away from that. Once you want to do these constructional works in there, or you go through a little bit of. In fact, I think there are a few routes in the country. 247 Sunday and
and I'm not who the artist impression of how the road will look like. So we are Charlie, beautiful. One thing I've seen though, and it's when the artist impression is posted on that board, Okosha to say offer pokwasi interchange. Osha artist impression na beautiful. I was say grasses no ye kama ye do grass flowers ni bibia. No matter how the I see we are.
One the pokwasi I heard it.
Now contractor ni kana sana. Because in wura no grasses ni nyina hye ehọ basa in wura tatatatamu. Pavement ni so say the pavement ne ko.
Exactly. But that's what I make say me be ba san common so me be ka no ma bia o kan.
Them
they say the pokwasi dey crack.
Very well.
Again yembo omo ye Boankra port. Almost this weekend, almost every day be a me for. It's a huge project, but almost every be a dano. Now, once a bubble brand a Boankra a transport minister question. Now that Okusiani sister, I understand that and China ne yere maame enso afiri mu.
Oh, okay.
Nti me ma no
wow.
Yako transport minister ko 70 chira dem so mudi na wotwe da na wo Roman Ridge honum. Nti me ma abusuafo so Yako obi. Now, Doctor, is it Dr. Zakaria?
National Ambulance Service, Zakaria.
I think we need education and update on your ambulance service. No? So I say, baby, a minimum what you try for you, baby, baby, a minimum so funny pana. Who said this matter came up? A BG fuel 800, a BG fuel 400, a BG
free my ho.
Wow, fresh.
What free ambulance them found? On BG fuel
one pianco. So I then oh free crana. A minimum so that you have to pay through Momo first before they will make a move. So the Dr. Zakaria.
That's where it's got into.
That's where it's got into. Dr. Zakaria. If you are calling the pain asheda. No,
but I preempted this thing because Omanhene said when the ambulances came.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Honorable Hawakum Sindin Komowa. At the time, she was minister in charge of special development initiatives. That ministry is no more. And we were told from those conversations that the management of the ambulances would be under the ministry. In the ministry, in the share omo fuel provision, omo maintenance, and everything. Now the ministry is no more.
But Zacharias, agency is there?
No, but agency under which ministry?
Okay.
That I think we have to be told. Says ministry nini hono ebi omo dey question the Ministry of Health. Okay. And then we know say we are calling boy, we are calling way actually. This is what's happening. Once there is a whole agency, at least the minimum they can do is keeping an inventory of the ambulances. Yenim say they active ni, they assay say ni, we wa say they be this whole thing. Obehwe na obekọ fitting shop bi na bi assay si ho na yakotwa picture ebi nam krom and ano me ne Dominic yi ba ko bi ebesen wo ase minim sa de no de omo frɛ no wo car
axilla na say
masa a why na sense ho na nam say ya na car na
ambulance
me na me catch you.
Because let me so many specific company be a maintenance.
Yes, and that is the issue. We don't seem to do anything and do it right. At least a be near perfect kakra. That's our problem. When the company supply all this ambulance should by now have a workshop in Ghana. But we cannot transport them back to Turkey so be a cover free buy. And as part of the agreement, they build a small workshop or train some Ghanaians and say but who back when fitting shop way roadside fitting shop it's not really good for the optics as far as managing these ambulances.
That's what I'm calling for because Nipa do now so hard when Kakra says unless you tier 5 unless you tier 1,000
no say ambulance nowhere in the world an ambulance eba be fawa one was auto
from baby shrunko say esu baby an nhihye ebia ha no de ye no machine dey si ho we be happen so we fire adwuma kwa dia for fango ye it shouldn't surprise you because here for taxi cracker and the drivers I don't know how they were trained. I remember they trained them finally a sure independence. You see me baby I can me person me can be me exhaust all these things we are saying. Ndobi school feeding a year project so be say question today after yeading komo what has changed at the brain.
Okay,
so I tell you because the year or mind him no assembly bar ya digidi
Asempa FM.
But the aftermath of Asemna, the akosuno, we are not checking it. Our problems continue not to be solved. Knee-jerk reactions in the dynamic system. And it's not healthy for us as a country.
It's true.
Any documentary na daji akweteneti any G bre any two sana mo we na. It's very important to say you bet me aboa near the aftermath of the documentary steps are a ministry and then there should also be a caution to our caterers now the for whatever reason they deliberately do some of the things they do apart from say be torn deliberately it means to bo permission to say inquire edit to want to they spread it all over. You are not destroying any place. You are destroying Ghana. You are destroying Ghana. Now, some caterers and all other things will be a sure propaganda.
Interest, no.
It's the problem. Interest. So it's also to the caterers. na fe wa odengo atu eti o hwe nkwan na ma o se nkwan nsuo ene ngo ene metuko na o hwe into hwe ntra no the camera says when I manage you when I manage you then it's all
over the place.
Verification. And I take that thing from you. Verification. Verification. That is why and I make catch a Dominic say we are in the times among four misrepresented situations and facts. And me will be more emotion brand. Sometimes minim there, but court more enforce a judgment of the court knows again. I had a minimum process after getting judgment, other processes be how which
one of the most difficult aspects in law.
It is just a correct and what the
executing the judgment, enforcing the judgment, and getting what is due you. Probably the most difficult aspect.
The Chief Justice he's gotten time to complain. Say, Ghana, your challenges because you pay good court do na as now I understand that almost every court apart from one or two, Obia has been given that mandate to really talk, deal with matters of land issues. Because it's getting out of hand. And I stories means what you are asking yourself, how can this happen? Well, a typical one, I didn't tell me raise all this one. Yankasa a good friend. And a friend say Otibonsu.
George Otibonsu.
And then the Aisha or whatever. Okay. Okay. When you keep listening to some of these things and watching these things, you're asking yourself, what is happening in this country? We've sat here, we've discussed a similar issue. Traconi, and then Queen's Cottage or whatever. And then after all these judgments and rulings and whatever, you're asking, there couldn't be an effecting that judgment or ruling or whatever. It's the court, processes being afraid, the means afraid they deal with, and that's exactly the picture. And when it comes to also, it didn't say any misrepresentation and all those propagandas. Everything in the country is turning into blackmail. Everything is turning into propaganda. Everything is turning into lies. Everything is instead of us addressing your challenges from a national point of view, it's political solution. Unfortunately, all of us as a people your approach to issues, we don't have that national character. We are not principled.
True.
So you're not muntu, you're no credit, your whole family biano, your so-called sense of patriotism is dependent on who is in power or who is in charge of a certain authority or department or agency. So my head the energy minister, obedient ministry boni bia because or be or my biano. But there should be a national page. That will give us that national mindset for us to see that when it comes to education, all the pages now are nationalistic in character. It is any discussion around education. It should think of us, not groupings of people here or interest. Is superseding and overriding the national interest because we don't have that principle. And we are all behaving that they say we are banner. Then we will be shouting on top of our voice in the mountain say we want a change, we need a change. But the crepan say we've gotten several changes. How well have we effected those changes now? Impact. We are not learning.
Somebody helps with some very interesting information. And the person wants to remain anonymous for now.
Okay.
Or say, Obi, the starting point for the major shakeup in the CEO positions is that all CEOs who have attained 60 years will be sacked.
Someone will be one Midi sister.
Yes.
Most share no ho say. Share ho say. Share ho money in Asia to say. Who contract up to the next 5 years.
Omanhene pa. Yes.
It is akwanya no
5 years, but no mean 2 years.
It is akwanya no da ho.
Yes.
Okay.
But no na Omanhene no.
And but said Bribia dan and why obi to me. They be the Omanhene. They be dan so Omanhene be foa.
Yes. On person be foa so a 60.
That's an unfair law. To the
how is it unfair?
But very unfair. Say man paying pa Kwabena Asante the 60 onko. But man pay pe obi the 62 on metrase. No problem.
And what's wrong with that?
Bibian no.
That's something 30 million people. No penny painting of hours minister.
No problem.
Of hours, one for will be.
And also nchira so say ye kwa enim as enipekuo ni oman no. Sin to bi e wo ye mra nim so yentimi hwe ne
I agree. The starting point for the major shakeup in the CEO positions is that all CEOs who have attained 60 will be sacked, with the exception of 1 or 2 who are in charge of specific projects. Project B to say NIA project, for example, for that person, be me an exception. The second consideration has to do with those who contested in the party parliamentary primaries. Some of them, particularly those who lost, will be sacked. In the way a CEO and a Wujako contested parliamentary primaries.
But then obi unse because say bi wadaroma me need 2 meetings am paying and a party say me need that influence but the trema adwene dan na me tiara me ka asema kire wo ya na odi media agro hwe o ye nipa ba ko ye minister wa hafo okodi nkugu by this thing that you are telling me
yes
say nipa do di nkugu ni say no free abayanim say as a front
my freedom yes
we free abayanim was as a lead person
yes
because of NCCA we meboa ana meboa
yes
eti se sana tie dia
yes
I don't know we no odi ba say afre de ulusu inkwado obi olusu be liability for the party and for the job that is due ada obi olusu to be a say on to perform that office na dia man na
second and no the second consideration wow o continue obi na share was contest parliament
I to Dominic both parties no then we should always listen to both parties on this matter of anything but me too
if you contested the parliamentary primaries and a Ulusu, you'll be sacked. There are a few cases where those who won may also be sacked because of the political dynamics, so that they can focus on their parliamentary primary. What did you can say? In the view of crowd, who we need, but dynamics go. Good. On Yendi, based on the situational report. Made available to NEC took a decision to allow the National Executive Committee of the party. NEC took a decision to allow the incumbent to contest as the next parliamentary candidate. However, there are still some protest and opposition from certain quarters. NEC is meeting tomorrow to consider several issues regarding the roadmap to the elections. It is possible somebody may raise the Yendi matter again for NEC to reconsider its decision. And for now, you have to say Bibisina Ochina meeting Amaswa. The incumbent parliamentary the incumbent MP and a parliamentary candidate for the party, and in the person of your friend is saying Fatao Mahama. Charlie. Farouk Aliuma. Farouk Aliuma. This is some really good information,
but it's good
to help him come on.
Is it the best thing to do as a country? For instance, among some of the things now, make a choice.
Yes.
CEOs now, a BB according director general. Wako no so you feel me say really into
like
the party people na so I say so who should criteria we now any nationalistic character any now everybody want to appeal to
the appointing authority.
Yes. Everybody want to appeal to. That's why I make us say Professor Atifa the stance is easy stance. It was a tough stance. Because somebody will tell that the party brought you to power to occupy the position that you're occupying. And no as a country, Obi, we need to have a very good conversation around it. Very good conversation around it. There are so many things on my own, Obi. Mitiena Misha. Mitimika said, no. We are tackling the problem from a political point of view or from an interest that is not a national interest point of view. That is why getting solutions will be difficult. 2 institutions are SOFA, Maslock, Lands Commission, Scholarship Secretariat. These 3 institutions, from time immemorial, Abaya wasn't a choni peji Maslock. Do you doubt that?
Yeah.
Abaya wasn't it be say why we have lacked a certain principle and we are not approaching our issues from a national point of view.
Yeah.
Aban also and a government lands are doing in ano.
Mona mofa.
Do no. Ekono. What pa we ruko? Is there a national solution to the crisis we have in terms of people stealing government lands? It is the norm. It is a status quo.
Acquiring government
exactly
lands.
Acquiring.
Stealing is.
Sorry. Let me buy a ton.
Obvious.
But no crown. So we say
no. We can have a conversation.
Could different. They say I buy the sea auto and on what ton on it. What is it? It may be say. You perceive now annual draw papa. O mamuri nyina she say bia obi. Me qualify for master car.
There should be a set criteria. And that's the same thing. And I think the cue I took from Joy News interview with Registrar of the Secretariat, Scholarship Secretariat, Dr. Kingsley Ajeman, and they say, as we speak, Oman, for close to the 50-60 years I run a Scholarship Secretariat, any enabling legislation, it say a office I created under the office of the President. The enabling legislation will tell you, say your case will be a poor and needy. When me categorize it, assume as we are poor. As we speak, we don't have anything like that. In there, purely down to discretion. You understand? They say, unya obi or innovative kakra. And on no na just say me decentralized. Say Kingsley, or the quad district. Now, open it up. Among for what district? Or cry to me, and clearly. The lack of that enabling, and I remember this conversation came up when we had JIDA issues. No, the main point about up, and it said when JIDA was set up under Kufuor as YE, no under Kufuor NYEP under Kufuor NYEP, it had no enabling legislation. Into now you something in law, it says okay, modules are better running it, baby benye scale feed they are running it. Now you're more of an ad hoc arrangement for the want of a better word. And then lead you into all the controversies and scandals are under JIDA, you know. And the government then took a decision, said, Charlie, the only way to get out of this mess is to find an enabling legislation. Into YE, now it is backed by law. Unim say funding if you have neighbor. Funding neighbor say ni ye use so a creative model like processor ye famu enye nipa way omo be benefit from this age to this age. Everything is in law.
Why haven't we done that all these years? Why?
That's the point. But the point is the absence of enabling legislation say discretion, the amount of powers to do ade bia open. And when people know say sadie we be this sort call for out, they would want to maintain the status quo. But I think, sir, what has happened has shown us, yes, you can do the things you want to do, but at least there should be something guiding the process. Not gonna Nibia who said, this, if me where I am a needy student, I can apply for this.
And Obi, we benefit from certain corruptible arts and behaviors and personalities put somewhere. That is why they be a catcher. ABC, see your Goro boys or DVL.
Sure.
Your Goro boys or passport office.
Sure.
Your Goro boys or lands commission.
Sure.
Baby, Uyajil or lands is an OG at still as we speak again. Your Goro boys or why haven't we cut them off? We know them.
Yeah.
We know them, Obi. Okolansa, ye movement to lands commission, but now, they are experts. They to me almost sign signatures, attended documents upside down. That's what I'm Dominic. This issue of whatever, OT bones, you know why? Just let us listen to that. That's because sometimes, a very irritating where we are headed towards as a country. And then me teach that. How do I believe in our court system? That's what I'm going to get here education from you. Because sometimes, on some of these matters, when you're careful, you run a commentary and you see that we are directly opposite the realities on the ground.
What's happening?
Obi misregana but until we ensure, say, you did and she be good.
Yeah.
Mama, very good example. You may say, I buy in Sassy prime areas in Sassy in Ano. I buy or was no or no Anna Odi Emu Sradian.
Yeah.
Illegal mining, the percentage of NDC form woman, I drop 5 bikra, not 10 bikra. How dare you? Under MPP, You NDC known
Okoye
Kimping or illegal man.
It's not
going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Under Maslow. Who is away? NDC force no more be kwakonya sa opportunity under Maslow. And no kwano oba beti to obiachi akowon mu. This is how we treat ourselves as a people. Maybe nipa no ye NDC ni kwana kojia angobere
obetia.
Maybe onipa no ye MPP ni no and oji ni kwana under NDC time angobere. But there's no guiding principle or whatever, you know. Obi oba betina office obiano. You are going by the flow.
Of course. And I think that is why as a country, you know, we should focus the conversation around the proposal, the Registrar of the Scholarship Secretariat, for example, and we did that for YEA. I think it's gotten to a point I was here BB for Scholarship Secretariat. An enabling legislation, yenya clear. Yenim says our person who apply these are the requirements. I was say me follow area list of beneficiaries ni omudin and everything. Because anya you would rely on good men. I be take his position no to do things right. I said they say one year will be to say Kingsley Ajeman, who decided to say okay, rather than say me centralize BBA wa Accra, no, let me decentralize the process. They went to every district in the county.
But in the midst of that decentralization, how well has it worked for us?
No, the Americans say when you decentralize, at least you know say across the country, you can find a beneficiary from each district. Hitherto, say BBA wa Accra, ubetimi atena eyi me district Jomoro de BBA wa Nyefutu. Now scholars won't say that. You've not even heard about it before. That is not to say there will not be instances of abuses, because once a woman depends to the discretion there, the abuses can come. But generally, you know, we've created a system and we only rely on good men taking that position, and it shouldn't be in the 21st century. And I think that learnings from Sadia Way is to now get an enabling legislation to make sure that every Ghanaian is aware. So person will benefit from scholarship from the state requirement it is cast in law. I think and then we can make progress.
The law can be there, but you know, enforcing it also is another matter. That's clearly Ubi. Yeka enforcement of the law.
Yes.
Ghana Immigration Service. Ghana Police Service.
Sure.
Military. Customs and immigration.
Yes.
Meboa. Say a cherepe school admission time. Say Bibia no say as I said, we go to Yesikan all these days. But we sit here.
Yes.
Apart from their Kwabontin, we sit here and people come to us to try and say, Mbacho, Mikra 2,000, Mikra 5,000, Mikra 8,000.
Yes.
Mebane Pesuku with ABC. They say a immigration for almost 30,000 and 215. That's all let anybody no more try the Akanaga. That's the work of other people's way. How do we cut the mentality of Ghanaians? Because as we speak, if you are going for a scholarship of maybe £12,000 and you claim that Obi was secretariat, add you 50,000 Ghana city.
How?
Now, untimi my young Ghana for young coaches and
how?
And yeah, sometimes you say, why are we doing this? Everybody is talking. Look at the lady. Everybody is talking, and also people are still filling him in with a lot of they took this for me. They took this for me.
What are they doing? Say,
that's it.
Almost sell the crime.
No, that's it.
And you come out to complain.
That has been one of the biggest challenges we have in this country.
Please.
Obia that kind of story, but show bimuno continues to be a challenge. So how do we develop this country? How do we develop this country? Yes, I obi. Sir, measurement pese Ghana ye page and saba kwagu yensa ye tuma na gu yensa say ye hwese e betimi ato no sram. Near the way I can near drum na gu ya beti no. Na ya fa tuma pa ne fra no. It will be very difficult for us as a country. Very, very, very difficult for us as a country. Timi de mesre. Sa issues about Abaya also determine certain agencies being in as for and I'm mutu. That's why I say the uniqueness of 2024 about we should all be mindful that we are at a beautiful crossroad here. We will go beyond Africa and have a certain reputation in the world. That amongst the few countries in the world, especially in Africa, are almost so excelling when it comes to their election issues.
Sure.
It doesn't matter the closeness of the election. They still come out as one unified force to push the country ahead. So all hands on deck, all unions and pressure societies
groups, no?
and all the CSOs and decent in whatever he or she is doing.
I don't know what you make, but Guy G, the young say Prince AJ.
Yeah, Prince AJ.
And what your article, you say relieve CEOs who have won parliamentary primaries off their post to ensure effective governance for the people of Ghana.
Okay.
And it's quite a lengthy, article.
But his thinking is that if those reliefs are not coming out, I just say we cannot get effective.
And so just say if the person has won primaries, also quite a campaign on the constituency, and he's also still MD or CEO of a state institution. In the concentration or the Jumano might be. But I think neck and swadring what I said test say they will do it on case by case basis. For some constituencies, say Nipani here full concentration. But I think we should get to a point. Yes, the president can say, Charlie, all of you go concentrate. Let me get new people in there to focus, because there is a country to govern and a state machinery to run. How would it be possible? Say, oh yeah, Abaye Juma, because we are MD of a state institution, a major role, man. It's a major role. Now, what's also a campaign in your constituency, and a decision would have to be taken, because fortunately for them, most of these MDs and CEOs need to win from Exim Bank. Lawrence Ajinsem a candidate now. Samuel Ukwu is a candidate now. Why Omodoso. Pius Enam Hajide is a candidate now. Even the deputy, Akosua Menu, is also a candidate. There are quite a number. But then the argument can also be made, say, when you relieve the CEO of his poster, how about to be a certain MPCC here, or a candidate, or say a minister, or or a minister of state, or a certain member of parliament, and also a parliamentary candidate.
So such a baby by a mamoon.
Yeah.
So such a baby by
it's true.
Yamamoon share and say this economy. Such a baby by, because without that, no, it will be very, very difficult for us to proceed as a country. Say headed towards good governance. Difficult. It made the message and say, young men who ye. So what you say, young men who ye will be. Yemin who ye pa ne hu se sa nneoma na amboa amaya manyo sem ne kebma minkebi no e da so twe ne ko akiri entimi ma yenyina ne naso ye and all those things no yenwini as Oman Ghana na hwe kwan be fa so
and I know make say me voice be, and I think an SOS caller message will be the Sunday. One of my very good friends now forward the man apparently nipa no or is it Bono, one of the Bono regions, na no so episode called Germany.
Okay.
And as I say, one thing agency be brave and say, you might offer another African country. Indeed, that's what we find Cote d'Ivoire. Most of them for Cote d'Ivoire. It will pay US visas. See, be brave now. You see Cote d'Ivoire and South Africa. Charlie guy need to have 30,000 Ghana cedis. And agent they can sort of they fall Cote d'Ivoire. Ja, also could do Cote d'Ivoire a comfita because baby you do muko gu ye no masa aduane ni ho. In the ebi the whole day na aduane kronya bi ni ono atena ho hu se masa ade na ageta no e na osan pay car e na waba Ghana 30,000 ashe 300 million ashe Germany ne so a wanko in the wasan betena Ghana na o sending me nipa no message say sika de beto aduane adi wo Ghana ha kora
30,000 gone
into one sending this car 300 million wa to agwe agent na je di kwa e ma na koto Cote d'Ivoire kakra asan aba to go the coordinations tournament Libya. So I can fast also. But I quality 300 million edikwa. And I think you move be now and same way you can if you have 300 million in Ghana and you think you cannot start something and build it in Ghana, then with the greatest of respect, Oman, you have really no business going abroad. Now how do you think say you can have 100,000 Ghana cedis for Ghana? 1 billion. Now, want to mean fine ye BB, and you think you want to go and stay abroad. When abroad now, you are going to start everything from the scratch. You have 1 billion in Ghana.
They don't believe in Ghana.
Really?
Yeah, they don't believe in Ghana. And they don't believe in Ghana. So we have paid $20,000 about. So per Canada. They don't believe in Ghana. So between me never know. One of the leaders, no, ideas no be am mabunu do no reasonably.
Enya sa believe no.
Agidie no e wo Omanhene mu. That's the point now. That is why we will occupy a public office bia na make us share said say demonstrate a certain quality. Now the near tier can mabuna on bitmenya akwanya say Ghana be your mujidi on parties be your mujidi from 35 to 45.
Sure.
So on my way I can defend.
Yes.
And we said a lot of things echo not just ote das and brass.
No amaokraso.
Because do na kra na idea almost see mia bi no. The rate are a both in power and in opposition. A minimum be even you're asking yourself say onya sa kwanya we nyina dey say to me be sha. And then what would this country where will we head towards? It's very important. Very, very important. Say, Nyomana, Bribiada, yeah, advocate say Mebunu should be part of our politics. The times have changed. We fear the global warming now. Mebunu, they are taking over, and all those things. We need to also build a certain psyche and mentality. War as Obebunu, you don't rush, even in Abrabo. Oh, we are Ansan was Shananti, as an age for Precope. But Unya Sati, baby. Act as if say you have the country at heart.
Yeah.
It will
fall in place. When kind messages Kakawese Obi, like Omanhene said, they don't believe in Ghana. And again, many have gone and have also made it. Charles Kwatin Eddie and on Charles Yedase. We say Obi, those people want quick money. They cannot wait for the return on investment when they start a business. That's also true. Let me see. We say Obi, is it that we are not doing things right within the democracy governing within this democracy? You promised to school me on the fourth arm of government, which we don't have. I believe the constitution, for example, did not mention your sector, but rather find you under the executive. That's not true. Inti Gamele Utu Obracho, there is a whole chapter in the constitution dedicated to the media, the independence of the media, actually. Inti Moma Yenshanenson. There are some other messages. Your WhatsApp number is 0548 443 523. 0548 443 523. Where's Obi? Let's salute the Tamale Choral Group. Excellent rendition last week in Kumasi. Obi, Ghana is a blessed nation with many persons of different faith and ethnicity. We must promote this unity. Max, United Kingdom. Obi, good afternoon. Dr. Yaose Duchu must be commended for his sterling performance in education, especially STEM and digital education. Nana Ajiman Prempe, lead education parrot Africa. And Odiweyaba. Obi. Yes.
STEM, no?
Yes, STEM.
I think that Yamayani
Enko.
Because they be no job opportunity.
Yeah. Be
a shift economy.
Yeah.
You know, it's really fair. I
agree. Well, Obi, I want to ask, why would the Scholarship Secretariat accept recommendations from people before they offer scholarship to people? Why can't they make it a level playing ground for everyone to apply online without seeing anyone's face or accept recommendations? The moment they see people's face as Ghanaians, they will be compromised. Please, Obi, look into that matter. Clifford, Canada. Yao Seth, Austin, Texas. Obi, good day and great discussion to you guys. Until Ghana as a state starts prosecuting corrupt act, Goro Boys syndrome will not stop. Plain and simple. Hello, Obi. The idea of decentralizing the scholarship application is the best thing to do. However, there should be a law backing such initiative. Kofi Edu, University of Ghana, and I agree with you. The Registrar of the Secretariat himself agrees. Where's Obi? Okay, let me see. Good afternoon. About school feeding programs, sometimes you, the media, need to go down to the north and to the Bono region to get the real situation on the ground. If it's Accra, Eastern, Western, and Ashanti, you will get it wrong, please. Moses Ningpe, Ewo Bimbila Municipal Assembly. Obi, I am Francis from Sogakope. Good afternoon to you. The Bible verse Omanhene quoted was useless because all the people who invented iPhones, Facebook, X, YouTube, and so on are atheists. Those of you who claim there is God, what have you invented to improve the life of the world? Respectfully, let's respect other people's belief. Charlie.
Every time there's an admission of a Kanka Buddhist and all those other religions, traditionalism.
Yes.
So that is what I believe in. That's what you believe in. So me believer, don't come and walk over my belief, because I didn't walk. I acknowledge yours.
Sure.
And most of the time, Kameka said they all frown against a common thing. Be all the religions they frown upon. If you don't believe, I will still repeat that the Bible says that Ojigentry.
I'm proud
of my God.
In fact, on even what we said, Snet says, Obi, thanks for the encouragement in Christ this afternoon. The Bible we read, the fathers always refer to God as the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But the moment they have a personal relationship with God, they change the language to my God, making him personal now. Obi, the Church of Pentecost, one thing I will never forget about them is how they have shown the Ghanaian government how decent a prison should be for reformation. Snet, thank you. I'm told, so we have to get onto the phone lines now and do a quick interview, and then we would make progress. Edem Charles, Ewo Ahoman, so me and Kasa on this story, and Oman Eka Huasem. Say again. Say again. No. On this, Asasi Assembly. Yeah. Edem. Hello. Edem, Oteminka.
Hello.
Oteminka. O full name near Edem Charles.
Yes, please. Bajoane.
Oye, Waya, me pacho.
Pacho, Nina, me good afternoon to a chief for no phone. The lawful attorney for Hajia Aisha Ahmed. Yes.
Hajia Aisha Ahmed, we are a lawful attorney.
Yes, please, Bajoane.
Into what did she want you to do on her behalf? And then a power of attorney or the man, or no, say fireman.
Oh, but power of attorney or the man, it was in relation to Nasasia, Jonaman, Adrian area more.
Now, assassin, what has happened to assassin?
The Pajo, maybe kind. Assassin, Yatoyana. Assassin, I had the assassin. Now, I guys are the assassin. Not squatters, assassin. So before we went to the land, the legal Yama around it says, search. From search, you make sure the local lands mappings and money as according to municipal assembly permit to develop the land. You have almost got a significant assassination. You proceed. Hello?
Me pacho, Ethiopia,
Ethiopia. You have almost got a significant assassination. You started a wall, a fence wall to secure the plots of land. Yes, that's to our blind side, new one is a man to the Abba, Papa, George Tibunsu, and then a pound for Abba, Bubuyan, one I have started to say, yes, it's quickly, no. It doesn't take me for Emma and Shane Simon. Your Cornana police, official complaint, no, Emma, Omobai, but still, no, Naze. When you make also will be answering one say. You know, I'm at my Japade. I'm a walk at I actually say, as I say, a plot of land. From there, no, name the Massam court dying court. Identity municipal circuit court. Isn't it? But the assassin falling within the catchment of Identity municipal. So, you started case, around the Western Court meeting somewhere in 2020. Somewhere in 2020. And you started case. So, the court, so now, opinion of people, and down quite as so developing. On the one year, on developing land. Yeah, I'm trying to see why the court. Court granted a first interim injunction before the end of 2020.
Initially, we call court. Edem. Initially, we call court, no.
Yeah.
Mwanji injunction initially on the land, right?
Initially, you started case, no.
Sure.
The injunction, you started the injunction. And we party one.
Okay.
7 days, no interim,
10 days actually. About
okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, twaso.
Yeah, it's no. So now, even with that injunction, on one book injunction, that's the only was happening. And on the 25th day of January 2021, court are granting an interlocutory injunction deal restraining both parties say Emma Obi and Kwasa until say it determine the rightfulness of the land. Running from 2021, you file your witness statement, your exhibit to prove say assassin there. Even Tamamu Juma, I had injunction the pictures I take together with the bailiffs, Ghana Police Service that day, the new court. Entrance one, the current state and assassin developing narco, so you can't add in judge, court to them all. Somewhere on the 28th day of November 2023, and a court every case a mine judgment say Niama Yediabandina assassin Haja Aisha Ahmed.
And where Adenta High Court and
the Bajo Adenta Circuit
Court. Okay. Into Oka say assassin Ajia. What's your friend is saying? Ajia Dane?
Ajia Aisha Ahmed.
Ajia Aisha Ahmed. Oka say any Diano. What happened?
But the court in the car say any Diano.
Yes.
Oh, court in the car say any Diano. You Troy. You're entitled to judgment. The 19th December 2023. Yes. Until from there, yeah, the processes no echo. Before everything, I call through this doing. I thought I could find it after in a rate of possession. 11th March 2024. And on my rate of possession. But on the 12th of March and so on, police only requested say before I'm assisted with the order. No, they say yeah, the forwarding letter. FC Judicial Secretary in the office. And also, yeah, on the 12th of March. I'm address it to the Director General, Legal and Prosecution, Ghana Police Service.
Okay. From time assembly court, yes, munya injunction said you now work an initial injunction, no, interim injunction ex parte for bare 10 days. After that, also more filing interlocutory injunction, and also court no grant him, right? Granting interlocutory injunction, no meaning say during the pendency of the case, na mo hwe say nya de obi abekwa asase ne so. And obi kwa asase so. And are you saying say time and a case ne wo court no na edan sie ne ekoso asase ne so? And no mu hu ne sa no, what did you do? Hello.
So informing Ghana Police Service. Because that interlocutory injunction now my mind. Judge state say police no MY na enforcing that order.
Yeah, but a court order say party be flout here. You can initiate contempt proceed. I didn't man file contempt be here.
But file.
And a court ne can then. Mo file a contempt application. What did the court say? Court ne card or grantee or charge the other party for contempt ana.
But I not charge.
And asotwe be no dem an. Asotwe be na court ne ma the other party no.
Oh, but you file defendant then the filing and contempt court. Police, I was not police. I have to say, not almost died. I offend. The human no more. But also during the day, over 2 years, but I do. Uko chemu almost a human cost of the day. Only person say injunction was easy. Only for one of us. Uko unko 2 years outside. But I do the show no be other overcome. Nay, the second thing. Nay, a piano, a Christian a year. But now I see on Tirana do. And yet, if you are getting it right.
But Nasa Namokoko, because I believe, say, Namokoha na Juna Namu said, Dynasty Kosono, you were still going to court. Namoko court, na Mr. Otibos, na Oba court.
About on my court.
Na on my court.
On my court.
Throughout the case, what court in our mother?
Or make your appearance. We'll make your appearance. And one baby.
But now Obi be representing.
Or Obi be representing.
Yeah. Okay.
Since then, the piano almost everyone duty.
But since then, none the lawyer never.
But presenting a single document from my court.
Any time the case is called, none the lawyer ni ho.
The lawyer, but they are duly informed that that's the court in the best on this case.
In the from time mo share case na say to time a judge never the final judgment no edibe how long?
But so in a space of almost 4 years.
In a space of 4 years.
Yes, please.
And for 4 years, ni na another defendant na Emma court, ne lawyer Emma court.
Or by CMC, or Baba.
Yes.
Hearing, starting hearing, of course, or movie ever representing.
Okay.
Since then, no show.
The hearing starting will be representing the one spec. After that, no show. And the case still traveled for 4 years.
Yes, please.
Wow. Enti Monsaka rate of possession no. Mo kwa asaso na mu hu se yesi dan na wie. And mobile police for amane. And what happened? Monsaka rate of possession na eden see what happened?
Monsaka rate of possession. Now, you have forwarded letter from the Judicial Secretary and it's dated on the 12th of March.
Yes.
And only it was addressed to Director Legal and Prosecution. And that's a personal made the letter. For the copy.
And the then.
But what say?
Oko police headquarters na ye then.
But that una over the rate of possession, just as I say, officially court dance as number. Ghana Police Service and security agencies in other wow. No about taking possession, no demolition, what property is to know. That's only our down so the I know. But you're not the course.
In the police for Eddie Mochi and Mokoye demolition, right? Oh, okay. And the demolition was done Enra and as Enrechi.
It was done
Sunday anopa.
I am matching.
Now Monsaka rate of possession no the other party was made aware say Monya Bibisa, right? Or you aware say Monya rate of possession. Ain't mo call dine na moye demolition no there was no resistance will be unresistable.
Oh, there be a boko peaceful.
Ain't what do you make of the hula baloo about this whole thing, huh?
Yeah, the kind. What channel possible come this year? Mr. Tibon to na palm for. I say almost dragging in painful every assembly of which I enter. Yeah, the kind. Excellency coming about me and the honorable candidate Japan has nothing to do with this land issue. Honorable candidate Japan, it being or your opening up or many. And then any Otibon to attack it. As I say, I am there. Nothing. A second leader of the Republic. Mr. Wa, any idea I and no dress so toy Japan. Yeah, said the money in Japan or many. The Johnny say, or fast year, and as our baby, or one position. No. Then, competition is an example of that. in the case they have traveled for almost 4 years. But the two and what is any issue assemble the found fact that they are SF any that they are saying the truth. In the book in the bonnet, I just about here among some and our woman fact and send the fast as you. Extremely had the Aisha Amit and George Tibus and as I see we are formed. Let us say clear that thought you come.
Okay. Yeah, but the point in Sonny said when Mokod assassin so amuhu say buildings no have been like almost here we are at least from videos I was there a point yes okay then maybe let's sit down with the Tibons and see so bet me a compensate and yet we are assassin ka na fe yama na fa asase did that thing come up bibi saba up
but from the quarters of Hadia he invited the Umbra from Hadia Aisha the ono Tibons no Umbra the anything as I say enipa ana enu afo ne nka wamba
and Omamu ya aware say nya de obeba and his reason was then
oh I know the onukwano
Wow, that's really interesting. But because, again, as
I said, the first decision concerning that near airport to go to follow up, one of the and I'm not booking a Japan,
oh no, I think that point in Podia well, okay. No, dear. It is obvious parties I war same way, mono those other names and conform mention are not parties in this matter. I think we should stick with the parties. I've been very clear on questions. We know the plaintiff, we know the defendant. We just have to stick with them.
I'm telling your production team.
Yes.
The point is one initiative. It is also fair we get this gentleman should be on.
Yeah. While we get the other side. Of course.
You know, that is not. Unfortunately, when you ask for certain documents that will really help in the conversation.
Yeah.
So what I say. Or may or teach from Odin in common the court the mood the way in to me so court to the end when you to me ben or Sadako So I think it's very fair maybe
and I think there's even a question that wasn't Mibusa. Adam.
Yeah.
Obani.
Circuit Court Emma the judgment area, has the defendant appealed or more appealing?
Not that I'm aware of.
You've not been served with any appeal notice. Oh, okay. Okay. For now, you are working with the judgment of the circuit court, right?
Yes,
the ruling from the circuit court. And Juma. Based on that, Intina Mukunya, the rate of possession. Fantastic.
You look at the Moko Independent Land Committee. Those plots of land,
you call land commissioner.
Yes.
Let me Jina Soma me mamene Ora Benjamin Danso. Benjamin Danso he speaks for Mr. George Tibunso on this particular matter. Ora Danso akwa be kosi saying soni. Na apomu ye de.
Oh, apomu de
what asem
I'm one say many bear man be jina mo fidie kete so I show blatant disrespect to malignant a transfer okay.
Intro
say I think that the procedure of court procedure at the court. Now cases are all canon. We had 3 different cases running. Then one in the Accra High Court, a court no striking case out. There is another one what Tema High Court Hajia Aisha a 5th defendant. Mr. George Tibunso a 4th defendant at Tingimu. Now all the sermons by Winchester Empire. The same Winchester Empire, defendant, rater, circuit court, or no hajia, plaintiff woman. What's a ruling eba on the 26th day of January 2023, High Court tema, matter you know. Court them Mr. Jojo Tibons were who quite the uncle ahead, now uncle Yejuma, and that a lower court cannot vary the decision of a superior court. The High Court a decision, circuit court then vary the decision of the High Court.
Now High Court a decision being. What did the High Court say?
My forward about studio, no. So by court, I read by court, the Superior Court granted the fourth defendant here, Mr. Jojo Tibonso, permission to continue with the development on the land, and based on the order, the fourth defendant continued with his project. A lower court, in any respectful view, cannot purport to injunct him from going onto the land in dispute. The fourth defendant may therefore continue with his project on the land if he so wishes. Meanwhile, the motion of leave to file reply to statements of defense is granted.
Hello. No, Adam, maybe I'll give you the opportunity. Adam.
Yes, sir.
My own fan announces I will come to you. Why, Mepacho? Why?
The plaintiff is given 14 days to file a reply. To take its normal course. Now, this case is this suit, is still potent. Hajia, fit defendant. Now, the lawyer who represented Hajia court, Samuel Kofinati. Or no any lawyer, unless the gentleman on the phone is disputing that. Far from that, circuit court judgment here, Omutba and Akitesum, 2 a.m. If you are going to execute the decision of the court, you go in the company of a bailiff. Only a bailiff or a company or more to go and demolish the said property. Only a bailiff or a company or more to go and demolish the said properties in the middle of the night, 2 a.m.
Where did they? Do you know, sir, Omunya? Officers of the Ghana Police Service accompanying them to do.
Now, even if so, this is the rule. Obi can correct us. Even if you have officers of the Ghana Police accompanying you, they are not officers of the court. You do one dance here say the execution has been done, and therefore court are mouth demolition order or the mouth possessing order. Say Coco possess who possess here, and no say amount demolition order. They are two different things. If he's saying he has any order of demolition, he should show it to us. And to put on record, the same court, circuit court, you who say, as in spite of High Court case, we filed a stay of execution which they have been served. I have battled by close of this week. And also an appeal against that decision.
Okay.
And when you have a motion that has not been heard, how can you go ahead and go and carry out a demolition?
As we speak, the appeal has not been filed, right?
The appeal has been filed. A stay of execution has also been filed.
The appeal has been filed. Someone say mobile filing it this week.
No, there is an appeal that it will be heard. The stay of execution will be heard.
Week. Okay. When was the?
I have sent a copy of the stay of execution filing to your studios as well.
When was the appeal and the stay of execution filed? When?
Now, just a moment. Now, the stay of execution was filed. It was filed 12th of March 2024 at 11:33 a.m.
12th March 2024. And
yes.
When were they served? The plaintiff Unya ruling in his favor at the circuit court. When were they served?
Okay, the proof of service, but they've duly been served.
Okay, it's possible. It's possible they were
served through their lawyers.
It's possible they were served after the demolition. Is it possible?
Demolition was done just 2 days ago.
Yeah, is it possible they were served after that?
No, Obi. Monday.
Monday, sure.
Yes. And they almost decided to make Sunday done. So we could not have gone to serve them today, Monday, and run our mouth by saying, say, you're serving or more.
Okay, into you are saying, sir, as far as the circuit court decision they are concerned, you have appealed that decision. You went on to file for a stay of execution.
Obi, I think you should check your phone as well. All documents have finished.
Which will be heard this week. Stay of execution will be heard this week.
Yes, on the 16th. It's coming on 16th of April.
And you were expecting, sir, because they've been served with that motion, there was stay any form of activity beyond until that matter.
Obi, you can independently check from the court if there was any bailiff accompanying them for the said execution order.
Okay. The other thing, and it's with the circuit court case, we are told by the lawful attorneys, you never showed up during that matter, the circuit court. More lawyers are apart from CMC and when hearing started, for the entire 4 years, you were not going to court. Is that true?
Obi, your survey, to the best of the knowledge, you're raising to the attention of the court. It's the same subject matter, which is being litigated, a subject matter of litigation concerning grantors grantors ni hunyina ewomu. Obi ye nyina ye what the matter more e whatever to determine ownership of the land. Okay. Now the circuit court a lower court you have read the rule, read the ruling a high court concerning the decision of the high court. The circuit court cannot tend to vary or overrun the decision of the high court concerning case now. So it's not fair. We completely ignored the matter. If we ignored it, why have we filed a stay of execution on the matter? And why are they not patient for the stay of execution to be heard?
No, Mebao, in the stay of execution who followed the appeal. When was do you know when the circuit court ruling was delivered? Unim?
That be minim when the circuit court ruling was delivered.
Okay, Meba Edem.
Yeah, Obi.
Circuit court ruling omu deliver na daben date near then.
That 28th November 2023.
28th November 2023. And Ben Osemo file appeal 12th March. Right?
Yes, 12th March 2024.
That's more than 3 months.
We filed the stay of execution.
No, me can't say stay of execution. Incidental on the appeal. Me boy.
Yes.
Mo file appeal no na mo stay of execution, but that's more than 3 months. Me boy.
No, Obi. No. Appeal notice, The appeal notice, me knew so I can't mention the date. That preceded the stay of execution.
Obi. Time frame, appeal time.
No, Adam,
it is not for you to determine. It is not for you to determine.
No. Hold on. Even when it lapses, a critical say I lapse about what you do. And they say you file for extension of time. That if you have done that, some file for extension of time.
Me appeal there.
No, me can't say no, Adam. Nyabotre, I'll come back to you. Adam, just relax, Meba.
Stop exhibiting your ignorance.
I'll come back to you.
We have been led to speak in the studio, so let's wait for the lead.
Ben, Tobo. I just want to establish BB and then we can make progress. Adam, meba ohama our reactions be our own so they are tuja. Ben, what I wanted to establish and it's for now appeal no time I'm file appeal no also won't cry when you don't know, right?
Yes.
Good. And at least that date of filing of the appeal no is critical. If say time na lapse here, na say be amo file for extension of time within which to file the appeal, we can establish that. But when it says a time no so lapse here, then you cannot really fault or more in your judgment no, from proceeding with executing the judgment.
No,
that is if time na lapse here.
But Obi, what we are not establishing here.
Okay.
I am very critical to any execution order by the court is whether they were accompanied by the officer of the court.
By an officer of the court. Okay.
Yes, because if that has been done, now you have to be given a certificate. Say why execute it properly. So which officer of the court supervised that execution at 2 a.m. on a Sunday, any working day for the court, which is very critical.
Okay. The other thing in Sunday say, you are saying say the High Court case no is still pending.
Yes.
The munyina muye defendant no is still pending.
Mm-hmm.
But which decision the man will rep kwan say ono di obetimi akwa asase ne so.
And they ruling me kind, I think me in Qatar me they share with your studio.
Yes.
You would realize the ruling on the 26th of January 2023.
Okay.
Minuya yo or rep Haji Aisha Ahmed no. The legal representative yes Samuel Kofinati who was present. Court no matter the order or say you see Diana Najo. I want to prove self. Nyo cannot credible. He may not know what he's saying. Now court may say once the superior court grants the fourth defendant okay his name is Mr. Giorgio Tibonso.
Yes.
Permission to continue his development on the land and based on the order, the fourth defendant continued with his project. A lower court in my respective view cannot purport to injunct him from going onto the land in dispute. I say the fourth defendant may therefore continue with his project on the land if he so wishes. And yes, or the NIPE and the court assassin also could develop here. The court of a superior will command the order to continue. And a lower court cannot tend to bury that decision.
Yeah, but on that land, because again, Okase, that High Court case no is still pending. The proof of ownership of the land, you know, of course, court no would have to determine that. But proof of ownership of that land, you know, then.
Oh yeah, to free to your for. Yeah, 12 feet to boas for like about 3 separate people now.
And that will mean say a search at the land registry, land commission, no, would bear Mumudin. That land will bear Mudin, right?
No, your owners or more Mudi assassin my Omudine
was Munye, the process to change over any baby and Munye. Darby. We are in the process. We've done the stamp duties and what have you. Now, Obi, it was interesting to know this assassin, you know, Bakun were possessionary titles and a Bakun were Lydia title. Now, so it was very critical for us to have settled these parties, Abakukra possessionary title, Abakusukra Aludia title.
Obi no can you
no, Adam,
The gentleman on the line who is Adam wants to say that he's the one who carried out the demolition exercise on the land and
or the lawful attorney for.
And you're not carry out or no with this I want to clearly establish that on before we make any progress.
Don't worry. For now, or a lawful attorney. My problem is Ben, me
I've given my documents.
Relax.
You don't do that.
Are you in court? Are you in court? One after the other. One after the other.
Are you in court? Why do you have to
Okay, Meba.
But you don't have to go and touch somebody's property.
Ben, say, and your search of that land. Na say assassin wo hajia dimwa, would you be surprised?
Oh, I'll be surprised, but that also title per se is not proof of ownership.
Oh no. Say
once it is in dispute, it has to be proven.
Of course, that is proven. That is granted.
Search for na say overnight or wait to meet the media it is not proof of ownership.
Of course,
that ownership will
be proven in court. But the point is, if the circuit court, the high court are at na so to establish ownership no enwie omuguso na obi echo circuit court na circuit court no amani ruling say they are owners of the land. There is no appeal in that case. Now omu take steps to possess land that circuit court na omu ruling na. Why would you fault them?
Obi, what we are failing to understand is how was the possession taken? I've asked critical questions, I mean your answer. I've asked, were they accompanied by a bailiff of the court? That answer has not come.
Okay.
Who is the bailiff?
Okay.
Has there been the issuance of a certificate of execution?
Okay.
That
then
not be answered.
Fantastic. Let me ask him those questions. At least we are all ad idem say the circuit court has given a ruling. That ruling, say Hajia and the owner of that land. We all agree on that, right?
Oh, we all agree, but we also agree,
yes.
the same circuit court now Emma ruling.
Yes.
There's also a stay of execution. I bet also the 16th of this very month.
Of course, I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
So if with your legal background, Obi, you need to help us.
Yes.
If the stay of execution motion has not been heard, how do somebody purport to have gone to carry out an execution?
Yeah, and we only have to establish whether the appeal and the stay were filed within time. If it was filed within time, then we don't.
What is the practice? If it has not been heard,
yes,
and it is on the notice, the notice of the court, and it has not been heard, how do somebody purport to have carried out an action after?
No, the action after no, but the point is was the appeal and the stay filed within time?
It was filed within time.
Once we establish that, then we can make progress.
Yes, it was filed within time.
Mamene Edem, any and questions I will and then I'll come back to you. Why?
Okay.
Good. Edem.
Yeah, Obi.
Good. And I think the one critical question here about officer of the court, Omanhene demolition. No, was there a court officer? Omanhene answer that and let's make progress. You can identify the person. Mintio. Yeah, Namibusa said, do you know the name of that court officer? How bit my identifying when you see him? Untimi unim ni panidin.
But
you just said Wadenta court. And I'm on the coy.
Any police for me.
Ain't it any Wadenta court? Who ni pakona ubit me huno?
Oh, sure.
By initial look, I said Darby.
Oh, my Darby.
Okay. But now on no police for no money on assassin so. It is apart from order of possession, no, most I want order a mamusemun conco demolish.
Order of possession.
Sorry. Rate of possession.
Rate of possession, yes.
Yes.
And that so only rate now. Ghana Police Service and our Judicial Secretary and mouth forwarding letter. No. About what they are doing. And forwarding letter from the Judicial Service. I'm the man Ghana Police Legal and Prosecution. Say documents here about me are authentic. It's no in the plaintiff no work possession of the property.
Okay, enter police for the D machi. Emma muko take possession no. And in taking possession no, mu decided okay you would pull down BB a was assassin this will be a.
So yeah, but don't take possession. Say assassin media.
And yet dying no.
We only brief to me. It's a very distribution. I'm a farmer.
Okay, but in the High Court, Asemna Ekoso Ewotem, and some way parties in that suit, right?
The Temano.
Okay.
Haja Aisha Ahmed.
Yes.
And Ura Jodutibun, a defendant. I was after my family. And Winchester. And I could see.
Yeah, Winchester, yes.
Or apply for injunction. Say, injunction. The defendant is a multi and quasi assembly. Now, quarter to assembly good. Or to assembly good, Yana, Mr. Tibunsu, lawyer, judge, say, what to assembly good there. There is a standing injunction from a Adenta Circuit Court. And see what happens to that one. And not judge, and it's not there on granting injunction via Holly and say on the only assembly. But what does it? You know. I'm back to Adenta. I'm the fight this injunction. Injunction. One, I'm the appeal. So that injunction is still in force. Men who read the judgment from the circuit court, and what clearly said that's a Yamawi, that's a Yamawi, that's a Yamawi. They follow process. You know what besides the case defendant and backwards court, it's mixed for almost 4 years, that should tell you, say, you are for the process. There has nothing to do with in case I never enter justice court. You need more.
Okay, and the subject matter in Tema. Yeah, subject matter in Temadiano. Subject matter in Temadiano, Temadiano, what's the subject matter? The Emunina defend.
Not paying junction. Not paying junction. And I put two cases out.
Okay. Okay.
You don't know how much on your plaintiff.
Yeah, and on the Munina defendant. And are you saying, sir, the land in question what Temadiani different from Asase Amode call? The same as Asase. Okay. 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 But no Munina defendant. But in this case, ne the Moko Adentano, and no Munamoye plaintiffs, and Otibu defendant. Wow.
Among fact, documents here from the one to that case.
In the Adenta Circuit Court, no, the court established Munamoye owners of the land.
Your document and a true injunction yet you oppose a true injunction. Oh, crap, it's a deal. Oh, crap, I'm not a deal. In
the Siciano, in the circuit court, no, more expected say if they are against that decision, that they should appeal.
Of course, and I mean, okay, medical say, Ubian Savini, someone the execution, stop execution, or appeal, Ubian Savini.
Munya Simmons be
yes, from 28 November 2023.
Okay.
And the judgment.
Okay.
And the rate of possession.
Ben Meba.
March 2024.
Okay. Okay. In the formula there, you are clear in your mind, say you've not done anything wrong. Ruling a munya from the court na mo execute. Ruling a munya from the circuit court na mo execute. You've not done anything wrong. Good.
Yes.
Good.
Circuit court ruling no.
Good. Ben.
Obi.
Questions Ubusa have all been answered, no?
Yeah, Obi, share ignorance, Miniano is the T on the other side.
I don't think it's fair to say that. I mean, on only answers On the ancestor or one or the Amayan, I don't think it's fair to call him for ignorant. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
He has a legal representation in this matter. So he needs to understand, say, if we are filing a stay of execution, it will be served on his lawyers, not him. Until Honase. So I have not been served, no. You have a legal representation. Have you found out from your lawyer if he's not been served, or you've changed your lawyers in the matter? If you've not changed your lawyers, then you better check from them. Because there's a stay of execution. And if you are saying, say, you brought a bailiff from Adenta to have carried out an execution exercise, and you do not know the name of the said bailiff, then you are not being truthful to us and being truthful to the listeners.
But at the end of the day, if say obi enya ni ruling na or execute here, why are you interested in bailiff or accompany or more and all of that? When you agree, say the circuit court has given them
do not work on Sunday. And no court worker will accompany you to carry out execution on a Sunday. And since he's accepted on your medium that yes, they carried out that exercise, it is okay with us. That we've established who came in the die hour of the night. And Obi, it will interest you for us to establish this. If you say it's a police for air company now, police from which unit? From Accra from Accra division, and now from Adenta, and now from police headquarters. Which police accompanied him to come and carry out this exercise? Obi, it will be interesting for us to know.
Asempa FM.
Okay, Ben, I get your point. I think Yemrain Inti.
Obi, but I think it will help you. It will do your listeners a lot of good. So, which police unit?
No. I would ask you.
Omufri Accra region. I know Omufri Adenta. I know Omufri police headquarters. And they carry out this exercise.
Fortunately, he's on the line. Inti would ask him now. Then we end. Adam.
Yes,
what's in the question? You know my name for in same. Say police for being a company more to do the demolition. Yeah.
Question. Now police for police no
Omufri unit
police office ben now the judicial secretary they call police Ben taking the law into their hands. It's a pity for Ghana.
Ben, relax nyabotre me pacho. Edem Oka say munya rate of possession no judicial secretary ma mo letter bi ma mo de call police police he fa na mo de sa letter ne call
sure
mo de call police he fa the headquarters, the Accra office, the district office he fa na mo de call
headquarters who share the 12th of March letter signed by the deputy judicial secretary now.
Yes,
or addressing it to the director general, legal and prosecution, Ghana Police Service.
Very well.
One
out the coin.
Papa now I can on this radio wrong. Yama say about Banta, I be dear for only a dual court. Evidence ringing our home.
Okay. It's being challenged. Obi, let me put this to the notice of the public. You can independently run your search on the land. The name Aisha is not on the land.
Yeah,
and
those issues, no, those
so
issues,
you can conduct an independent search.
Yeah,
and we will come back to you tomorrow to disprove all the lies this guy has spewing out to your listeners.
Yeah, and I think
to disprove everything.
Okay, but I think search report was an exhibit in court. Me say search report was it part of my exhibit? I'm the court.
Okay.
It will interest you. Permit crown mukoji wa dentano. Permit omukoji wa dentano. And Mr. Jojo Tibo so die away sitting on medical permit. And this is
no,
this is so appalling.
My no one by one.
We are going to put every proof. And I'll say Abu Ramadan Samira Hunimu. We will prove all.
Ben.
President Kufot here now where the Mujina will be.
Ben. Nyabotre. If you have any counter evidence, you let us know it, and then we can make progress. But thank you, all of you. When you look at the court documents, now I think one of the exhibits was the search report, and the production just forwarded this to me. I think Exhibit 10 series, Ushemua Survey and Mapping Division, Lands Commission, where a search report dated 14th October 2020, when the case started in court. Job number search report name and address of enquirer nipa na or enquire for this report Hajia Aisha Ahmed and Ekoye enquiry and also the search applied for against the land edged pink on the plan attached has been made with the following results. Into one, portion marked A is affected by a plotted transaction for Hajia Aisha Ahmed with job number dated 10th August 2020. Portion marked B is affected by a plotted transaction for Hajia Aisha Ahmed and also dated 10th August 2020. Signed for Director Survey and Mapping Division Adnan Brahima Ensa Enashas. And when the exhibitor presented to court, the search report was part of it and the account. But of course, said the Ben account or more counter evidence. Once that counter evidence comes, we would also put that out. But at least as far as this exhibit is concerned, which exhibitor circuit court no ejina so any ruling that is what the search report says. It's a developing story, but I will come back to this story, God willing, tomorrow or any other day. You bring some fresh